What's up, everybody? This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, your host of Mr. Gentleman Like That podcast. And this week's sponsorship is from Newsly. Newsly is a all-in-one audio super app for iOS and Android. It picks up web articles about the most trending topics on the web at any given moment and read them to you in a natural human voice. For the first time in ever of the internet, the entire web becomes listenable, all in one place. Browse articles from topic choose, start playing, start scrolling, and start listening. You can follow any topic as you specifically as you like, from sports, science to Bitcoin, even for the Kardashians. It will find you on the latest article and you read them to you out loud. And they have podcasts as well. Explore trending podcasts from over 50 countries. Our podcast, Mr. Gentleman Like That podcast, is on there as well. Yes, it is. Shout out to Newsly for that. I started using it as my default podcast app. Download and use Newsly for free from www.newsly.me or from the link in the description. Use the promo code Mr. Gentleman that I will also put in the description and receive 1 month free premium subscription. So you already know, y'all, download Newsly now. Check it out. Support them, y'all. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, your host of Mr. Gentleman Like That podcast, and enjoy the show. You are now listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Season 6. Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, 1/4 of the Premier Boy Podcast, and your host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And welcome to another new episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Hope all is well. And y'all already know today is Valentine's Day, and y'all already know what we do on Valentine's Day. I discuss pretty much what's been going on with my love life and many more. So y'all already know what to do. Sit back, relax, and be right back.
This is Paige from the Badass Fabulous podcast, and you're listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman, and I am the host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And this commercial break is brought to you by Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. On Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, we interview many guests about their life journey, pretty much where they come from and where they at now. Also promoting their brands or whatever they're doing at the time they come on the show. We also have the host talk about personal stories about himself and everything that he's been through. And also we have fun conversation about anything music, anything old school, relationships, wrestling, and many more. And y'all can tune in to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays at 12 a.m. We are also on every Thursdays at 12 a.m. for Spin-Off Series Thursdays, where we have all of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast spin-off series all in one day, where we have a conversation about music podcasts every first Thursday at 12 a.m. The Old School Show with myself and the Star Ridey Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. And we have Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursday at 12 a.m. And y'all can tune in to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, The Pods, and many more. Or y'all can check it out on the official website of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com, www.realmrgentlemanlifestylepodcast.com, and tune in every Sundays and Thursdays at 12 a.m. for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in to this commercial break of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Back to your regularly scheduled program. Cheers!
Hi, this is Amanda from Dating Will Be the Death of Me, and you are listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. And at this time, y'all already know what I do every Valentine Day. I discuss my love life and give y'all a backstory on my past love life. And, as of now, according to people ask this question every time. Have I ever been in love? And yes, I have. I have been in love twice. One time in 2007 and another time in 2014. So, the person from 2007, I met her through MySpace. So then we met up at the Graham Army Library. And of course, at the time, her first impression of me wasn't that great, Back then, I wasn't the best dresser. I was very insecure. I wasn't confident. And I just didn't give a best impression, at first, very shy. There was many things wrong with me at the time. Well, at least I felt there was many things wrong with me at the time. But she still wanted to get to know me, even though her first impression of me wasn't that great. Next thing you know, we decided to be friends. And I guess as times went on, the more we became friends, the more she get to know me, the more she started to like me. It was slow. It was a real slow building. So then in March of 2007, we went on our first date. And it was cool. And I think that night she started to like me even more. Honestly, I felt like she always liked me, but I felt like that night was like the key thing. She started to like me, but it was still a part of her that wasn't 100% sure about me. So we just continued to be friends, and I started to just start dating other people, basically. While I'm dating other people, those things did not work out because me trauma surrounding that. 8 months later, me and her decided to, finally give it a try. She told me that she had feeling for me, strong feeling for me, and then we decided to give it a try. The relationship itself wasn't great, it was many things that, was going wrong, basically, She was embarrassed to be around me. She didn't like to show friends. She treated me like, bad. But even through all that, I really wanted to give it a try. So I basically took it, I took all that, and just dealt with it because I was in love with that girl. And honestly, back then I was very not confident in myself. So it was one of those things that I was in love with her, and I really wanted to work. Even though I knew that, and back then in my heart, I knew that I deserved better. And it's like, since I was a nice guy, the more I stayed, the more things got worse. She started liking other guys and stuff like that. And, it was just bad, But, even through all that, I still wanted it to work. I still have feeling for her. We officially broke up in 2009. And I started trying to date other people, but it just didn't work out because I do have feeling for her. I just couldn't let go of her. Things just couldn't work out for other relationships. And sadly, those relationships could have worked better if I didn't have feelings for the past. Even after those other relationships didn't work out, me and her still messing around. And it was very bad and very toxic, until one day I just had enough. It was something that she did, I spoke about this on the Dating Network episode 2, last episode, where she invited me to her birthday thing, and then there was another guy there as well, and it was just like, I don't know, it was, she gave me the emotion of we were about to work it out again, like we were getting back together and stuff like that. I guess I get that vibe, but in reality, I guess I read the sign wrong, and at the end of the night, she pretty much was in the other guy's face. And honestly, after that, it was just a completely turn off, and it was just, it hurt me really bad, And honestly, after that moment, I learned that I gotta make better. I gotta do better, I gotta not do like I used to do. So this was 2011. So after that, I started dating, dating many people and stuff like that. And have you ever felt like, it's people that you dealt with, but you wish that you could have been more? I have that with certain people. I had that with 3 people. One of them, I met her in the club, and at this time I started promoting for the first time, and me and her met each other, and me and her, we hit it off and stuff like that. I thought that it was just because of the drink, but it turns out she really liked me. It was like she really liked me. So we went on a couple of dates, and it was really cool, we started to like each other even more. Me and her never been in a relationship, but we dated for a long period of time. I know in my mind, I really wanted to be with her. It was at one point at a 3rd date where I'm a person who likes to listen to things when it comes to women. So I pretty much let a lot of other things that she wanted to do let it come true. Like she wanted to go to a certain place for dinner, and I ended up surprised her with it. She said that she never went to a hot carriage ride at Central Park. So I decided to do that for her and stuff like that. And it really made her day. It made it grow even more. The one thing I wish did happen was that I wish that I could have made it official, and wish that thing could have happened with that relationship, But sometimes I always felt like it was the wrong timing for me. But every time when it comes to her, when it felt like it was the right time to make it official, something always happened. I feel like I let time, mess me up when it comes to that, Another person where I met through social media, but we had a really good connection. We went on a date, and it was a really cool date. And I kind of let that get away because at the time I had really bad trust issues, and I pretty much pushed her away, because I didn't trust her. And then I feel like that was really my fault because I lost off from a good person, And another person who I let get away, and this other person I met through a friend, and we ended up dating twice. The first time it was okay, but then a bad situation happened. We ended up start talking for a year, but then we reconnected again. And the second time us dating was really cool. But things in my life is just like kind of put it short, and I kind of just push her away. And honestly, I wish I never did that. I wish that I could have done things way better, because I felt that was a coward move in my part, And they could have been something good, but I got scared and was dealing with my own problems. So I ended up pushing that person away, And sometimes, those are the 3 people that I let get away, Now sometimes with that, I could have gotten a chance, but sometimes life happens, and sometimes things do not work out for a reason. And I learned that down the line, So 2014 happened, and I told the story many times. I told the story on the last episode of Date Night Talk. So I'm promoting at the spot called Octagon, and I see this this girl. We are dancing and stuff. We having a good time. I asked her for her number. She told me no. She have a man. He is over there. So I'm about to walk away. So I told her that, well, have a good night. And your man is a lucky guy. As I walked away, she stopped me and she just gave me her number. In my head, I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe this girl is drunk. Maybe she's drunk and she ain't gonna remember it. So I got home, just like I do to everybody I get to know at the club when I was promoting. I check up on them saying, hey, hopefully you get home safe and have a good night. That's it. I didn't hear from her, so I didn't think nothing of it. So I went to sleep. The next day, I get a text in the morning saying, hey, how you doing? I do remember you take vaccine and stuff like that. So from there, we started talking, planning the first date. But in the back of my mind, I'm wondering, don't this girl got a boyfriend, Why am I doing this? I shouldn't be doing that like this. So we had the first date, and stuff like that. And she explained the situation more, but I kind of understand it more. But I do in the back of my mind, like, Ken, what are you doing? This girl got a boyfriend, but for some reason, I don't know, what's something about this girl that her vibe was just something, because it really connected me. And it was really, her personality was so good. The vibe was right. It was just so nice, It kind of grew me closer to really get to know her and stuff like that. And yeah, and we continued to get to know each other. So third date came, and me and the person our feelings started to grow even more. What caused her to break up with her boyfriend. And we made it official. And the thing was something that never happened before, was that I started falling for her really quick. And usually that don't usually happen, because I take a while to fall for her. I may like you fast, but when it comes to love, I do not fall in love with people that fast. And, and it was just to the point that, I really feel her. The problem was, even though she broke up with the boyfriend was still kind of in the picture. He was always a friend, but she do have feeling for him while she was dealing with me. And if it wasn't for that, the relationship would have been really good. But for the back of my mind, it was like, dang, like, it just was, what was I doing? Should I even doing this and stuff like that? But I fell for it. I think the more the more I stayed with the person, the more my feeling grew for her. And it grew really, really bad, to the point that, at the end of it, she made an ultimatum of she wanted to, because she had feeling for two guys. She had feeling for her ex, and then she had feeling for me. And it was a chance for her to pick who she really wanted. Did she wanted him, or did she wanted me? And at the end, she chose him. And honestly, at the end of that, it really hurt me, to the point that it just messed me up for a long period of time. And the thing was, the guy treated her really bad, to the point that really disrespectful, it was really bad. And honestly, that time really hurt me. It hurt my spirit and everything, Even after that, I tried to date again, after that. This was 2015 now. So I started dating after that, and things just wasn't, it was people that, was interested, but it just didn't work out. It usually be 1 or 2 dates, and then that's it. There's some people who I've been talking to, they ghost me, it was that. But oddly enough, a girl, the last person, we would still mess around every here and there. So it was just really, a crazy experience, And honestly, I felt like, for me, I deserve way better, I let these things, I let love, blind me, and not knowing that I was in a really situation, and I know that at the end of the day, I deserve better. And I told myself I make sure I don't get in a situation like that no more, And to this day, I stick to those words. I never got back in a situation like that no more, So I know when it comes to future plans, I know my worth. I know what I should be going for. So I've been single from pretty much 2015 to 2020. Even around that time period, it was a time period where I went celibate on everything. No dating, no sex, no nothing. And honestly, that was probably one of the best feelings I ever did, and stuff like that. So, 2020 came and, with the pandemic happened and stuff like that. And, a lot was going on. We couldn't go outside, we couldn't do anything. So I decided to give online dating a chance. First, I tried the Facebook dating, which wasn't the best experience and stuff like that. Then I would listen to a podcast and she recommended Hinge. So I tried Hinge and stuff like that. Hinge is, a little better, stuff like that. So I ended up talking to somebody on Hinge, and this person, I could have sworn the person was the person I was supposed to be with, I don't know what's said about this person that, we connected so much, we talk every day. We did it on one date, but we continued to talk every day. It was just like, it was an amazing connection. It was a connection I never felt before, I know one thing about me, I'm a hopeless romantic, so yeah, let's just throw that in there. Yeah, so, we were talking for many months and stuff like that, but the problem was, we experienced a pandemic. And, I live in New York, she live in Jersey, so the distance part was really bad. But also, one day, I don't know what happened, but she ghosted me, she ghosted me and she pretty much disappeared. And I'm wondering why. She said that it was because of her family, but I do believe that. But I think in reality, I think she probably found another dude closer to her. And when she did, then good for you, I'm happy for you, But, I decided to do Hinge again, and I ended up talking to somebody else on here. And that person, we hit it off, and then we end up, meet each other and stuff like that. I couldn't take her out on a date because New York got bad again. This was early 2021. New York got bad again. No restaurant was open and stuff like that. So the format of me trying to I usually do take them out on a date to get to know them wasn't the option. The option was to go to the person's house and get to know them, which was not really my my format. I don't like doing that. I'd rather go to a public place to get to know the person. But yes, I ended up having to do the different format, and I felt like even though this person is a really good person, stuff like that, I felt like the format of we pretty much rush things. And usually when things rush fast, you usually have the honeymoon phase in the beginning, and things just go downhill after that. And that's pretty much what happened. Things were going good. We was in the honeymoon for a good 5 months, 6 months. And then out of nowhere, things just went really, really bad to the point that it was just really bad, really toxic, It was to the point that we couldn't really come back to it, And I can say that part of it was my fault. I could have done more. I could have figured out a way to do more in the situation and fought a little harder if I really wanted to give it a try. Because like I said, she was a good person. This situation that we was in made it bad. And also I feel like she would never wanted to take accountability for her action, And yeah, like I said, we both wasn't perfect in the situation, and it just didn't work out. But then also around that time, things going bad in my life where I just needed to get myself together, and that would lead to 2021 and 2022. So what is my dating life is now? As of right now, I am still single. So I've pretty much been single for over 2 years now. So honestly, y'all know 2022 was like a bad part of me, and basically was in the process of rebuilding myself. I was not doing no relationship focus at all in 2022. But now, in the year 2023, I slowly want to get back into it. So I'm in a place now where I slowly talk to people, do get myself together. So I'm not going fully in, but it no hurt and get to know people and see where things could go. So that's where I'm at right now. And honestly, at the end of the day, I do want to have a wife and kid, and kids, and I get older. I'll be 36 this year. I get older. I want a long-term, relationship that could turn to marriage, something that could be a lifetime, seeing my parents married for 40 years inspired me to want that as well. And see a lot of my friends get married, which I am going to a wedding in May. Shout out to the bro Aaron Keeso Sands. It inspired me to want something more, and I know my time is coming. Because there's no rush. I don't rush when it comes to relationship, but when that time comes, I know I'll be ready. Cause I want to make sure I have myself together, so I can give that person my better self, and so I can give them the love that they deserve. So yeah, and just know that if you're single right now and you want to, be with somebody, take your time, yo. Focus on you first. So when that person does come, you'll be ready to take on the world together. And yeah, thank y'all for tuning into the latest episode, y'all, and I'll be right back. Hello, everybody. This is your boy Ken, aka Mr. Gentleman. Now, I am the host of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, and this commercial break is brought to you by Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents Spin-off Series Thursdays. And Spin-off Series Thursday is the new home for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast Spin-off Series. That brought to you shows like A Conversation About Music Podcast, The Old School Show, and Date Night Talk Podcast. And A Conversation About Music Podcast is a music spin-off series where we talk about anything music, from the current music scene and the old school music scene, where we interview many guests that's in the music industry and artists about their music journey. We have a segment game called The Face Off, which is a versus inspired game. And we have roundtable discussion about variety of music topics. And y'all can check out A Conversation About Music Podcast every first Thursday at 12 a.m. Every first Thursday at 12 a.m. Now, the Old School Show that featured myself and the star Roddy Rod is a show where we discuss anything old school, from music, TV shows, movies, and many more. We also bring in guests to join in on the old school conversation. Y'all can check out the Old School Show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. Every fourth Thursday at 12 a.m. And last but not least, we have Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B, where we talk about anything relationship related topics like love, dating, relationships, cheating, the good and the bad, and many more. And y'all can check out this spin-off series, Date Night Talk Podcast, every second and third Thursday at 12 p.m. So look out for Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents Spin-off Series Thursday, A Conversation About Music Podcast every first Thursday. The Old School Show with myself and the star Roddy Rod every fourth Thursdays, and Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss Vanna B every second and third Thursdays. And y'all can check out Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast every Sundays for the main series and every Thursday for spin-off series Thursdays. And thank y'all for checking out this commercial break. And now back to your regularly scheduled program. True. I just want to take the time to thank everybody for tuning into this latest episode of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. And don't worry, y'all, we got a second Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast dropping this week. Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Ms. Vanna B. Season 1 finale this Thursday at 12 p.m. And before I do anything, I just want to say thank you everybody that would tune into the last episode of Date Night Talk Podcast. It's been a really real hit. And I thank you everybody that took the time to listen, rate, review, everything, y'all. Y'all already know it really means a lot. And once again, thank y'all. Y'all already know where I'm at every Sundays. Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, each and every Sunday at 12 p.m. We on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and Pods, and many more. Y'all can rate the show 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the Pods, and Podchasers. The more y'all rate the show, the more people know about Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast. Just starting in May, every Thursdays, Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents Spin-off Series Thursdays, where all of the Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast spin-off series will be on Thursdays. Starting with the Season 2 premiere of Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents a conversation about music podcast every first Thursday at 12 p.m. The Old School Show and Date Night Talk Podcast will both be announced at a later day. So look out for that. So look out for the Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast presents spin-off series Thursdays starting in May every Thursdays at 12 a.m. Y'all can check me out with my bro, the Premier Boy Podcast, with myself, Aaron Keto Sand, the Star Rider Rod, and Long Live the Chief Molly Mal. Premier Boy Podcast every Wednesday at 12 p.m. The Premier Boy Podcast every Wednesday at 12 p.m. If you want to be a guest on Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast, y'all can email me about yourself and everything that you do to my email, KenYPGENT@gmail.com, KenYPGENT@gmail.com, or hit me up on social media, Ken_Mr. Gentleman. I repeat, Ken, KEN_Mr. MR Gentleman, GENTLEMAN. And I am looking for guests for the second half of season 6. So yeah, so email me or hit me up on social media so we can work something out. And y'all already know what I'm about to do now. I'm about to do the new segment that I do at the end of the show with the Gentleman Lifestyle Shoutouts, where I shout out 5 podcasters and give them their flowers. The last time we did this at the Royal Rumble episode. So I'll go to recap the podcast that I shouted out the last time. Film and Flirtation, Doom Generation Podcast, Wrestling Fan Insight, Wrestling with the War, and Above the Ring podcast, So try to check it out, those 5 shows for last time. So now this time, we got new 5 shows that I will be doing the shadows on the Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Shadows. And the first show that I'm going to talk about is Playlist Wars with Gomez and Brian. These are really dope. This is a really dope show where they discuss, building a playlist on a certain topic, and they go to war and see which one had the best playlist. I know at the moment this is on hiatus. This is on break, but I'm looking forward to listen to the show again. So shout out to Brian and Gomez at the Playlist Wars. There you go. The second show that I would be mentioning is another show from Brian, a brand new show called My Weekly Mixtape, where they discuss a topic, and based on that topic, they make a mixtape out of it. This is a really dope show. Brian, keep doing your thing, man. You're doing an amazing thing. And shout out to you, Brian, and shout out to My Weekly Mixtape. The next show that I'm going to talk about is Marriage Worth It with Janelle and Monique. This is a really dope show. This discusses basically self-explanatory is marriage reference. They talk about to many couples, singles, and other guests. And then, I love the show. I love the conversation on the show. And y'all keep doing your thing, ladies. Next show that we're going to talk about is The Math Debaters, with DeAndre Robinson, and also, this is a dope show. They discuss many topics and they basically debate about it. They got I didn't make the rankings, fantasy draft, and many more. The 1-on-1s and the 2-on-2 draft. And I became a fan of the show. Shout out to DeAndre and the whole team at Math Debaters, and check them out, y'all. And last but not least is Troll Street Talk Back, a new show that I just started listening to, hosted by Victoria. Very inspirational show. Love the topics on this show, and thank you for making the show. This is a really dope show, and check Victoria out as well. Troll Street Talk Back. So check out and follow these 5 shows. Subscribe to them. Playlist Wars, my weekly mixtape is Marriage Worth It, The Math Debaters, and Troll Street Talk Back. Check out those 5 shows. And this is this week with the Gentleman Lifestyle Shoutouts. And y'all already know, y'all add me on Good Pods, Kim with the Gentleman. Y'all already know Good Pod catered to many independent podcasters. We can listen to each other's shows. We can see what everybody listening to, and we have the charts. So at this time, the time to do the chart review, and the only chart we have with the Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast is on Good Pod charts. And at this time, due to this recording, for top 100 shows, we are number 4 for top 100 show normal charts, and we are number 3 for the indie charts. For Society and Culture, we dropped to number 2. For Society and Culture, we were number 1 for 4 days, and we dropped to number 2 today. But either way, it's always dope, for people to listen in general. So once again, thank you. And also for top 100 episodes, we are number 5 for normal charts, and number 13 for the indie chart for Date Night Talk, episode 3. The honeymoon is over. So once again, thank y'all for tuning in and always checking out Mr. Gentleman Like the Podcast. This really means a lot, and continue to support the show, y'all. Y'all already know. I really appreciate each and every one of y'all. And once again, I thank y'all. Y'all already know. Check out the official website for Mr. Gentleman Like the Podcast, www.realmrgentlemanlikethepodcast.com, www.realmrgentlemanlikethepodcast.com. You can listen to every episode. You can watch every video. You can check every guest profile. We got 55 guests. We will have more guests in the second half of season 6. So stay tuned. Y'all could check out every guest appearance that I've been on, every interview that I've been on. Check out all my interviews now. You can buy merch that we got our partnership with T Public. Y'all can buy the merch through this website as well, and many more. I am rebranding the merch store as we speak, so I'm working on new merch and fixing all the old merch as well. So look out for that, and it should be updated real soon. And once again, thank y'all for tuning into Mr. Gentleman Like the Podcast. It really means a lot, and once again, I really thank y'all. Another new episode this Thursday at 12 p.m. Date Night Talk Podcast with myself and Miss B. Season 1 finale. We're gonna continue this Valentine's Day Love is Love Week. So yeah. Happy Valentine's Day to all the couples out there. Even if you're single, try to enjoy it the best way that you can. Have a good day or night, wherever you're listening to this episode.
My name is Cynthia from our Collaboration Station podcast, and you are listening to Mr. Gentleman Lifestyle Podcast.